alaikum, Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam.
Do the 360 idols in Mecca correspond to 360 degrees of a circle? And is this rotational principle of consciousness the journey of the soul to learn about the heart of all things?
Yeah, I think there's some added words in there, but better just ask about the 360 points, because you may link some philosophies with the different realities that the different things, different understandings. But the 360 points are important because there are 360 points on the body and there are 360 lataifs on the body. There are 40 sets of 9. So the Hindu practices, they focus on the 9 points on the endocrine system. So they run from the skull all the way down to the lowest level near the buttocks. Those are 9 points that they focus on, and they go around the world teaching how to open this energy and to how to open your energy, kundalini, whatever they want to call it. And tariqah and Sufism and Prophet brought for us the 9 points on the chest. So these are the 9 that control the soul. Because those require heaven's permission and because the security is so intense, because the power is so magnificent, Allah is going to make sure that those people are clean, purified and that they meet the security requirements. As a result, those are the tariqahs, those whom their heart is for the Divinely Presence and under the authority of Sayyidina Muhammad. So then that's why the tariqahs are based on that. If the one whom controls the heart controls the kingdom, but the one who controls his endocrine controls nothing. That's only dunya. So the image that we have in the meditation books and everything about the man, the universal being that stands and there's a circle around that being, is the symbol that this whole creation is inside one being whose light and soul is called Muhammadun Rasulullah. So before I can understand that reality I have to know my reality. So I have to seek and know myself to reach towards that universal self. So then this 360 points, then we have the meditation, we make the connection through the heart. As soon as you're connecting through the heart connection is then beginning to cleanse all of these points. That's why the one whom controls the headquarters controls everything. So if you imagine like there are apps for all sorts of things around your building. You have an app for the alarm, you have an app for your internet, you have an app for your computer. But imagine if there's a central app that controls all those apps, that it goes in and it controls the app for the alarm, it controls the app for the camera, it controls everything. So the system that controls every single point is the heart, because that's the throne of the Divine. I'm not on heaven and I'm not on earth, I'm on the heart of my believer. So the one whom Allah gives an access to the heart codes means they have been given the keys of the kingdom. So when Allah gives to them their key, in essence He's given them now keys to the kingdom. That's why it's so difficult to achieve, because Allah is granting that within your heart you reach to us, and when you reach to us then you have access to everything. So the training was always then the heart. So it's the most difficult to clean, to perfect the character, to base itself on humility. So then the awliya have literal keys to the kingdom and they see them as keys. They have the rizq of the students, they have the openings of the students. So they're like somebody on a keychain with huge like millions of keys. So as a result when they make their meditation and make all their spiritual practices, then the shaykh has to open those locks. I mean, so they're now going for headquarters. So we don't deal with all the other elements. Why do you have to focus on the lataif of your spine, focus on the lataif of the crown? Why do you have to focus on this lataif and that lataif? All of those are wasting time. Because if your crown chakra is beginning to open but your heart is dirty, nothing going to come from that, just illusions. So then the tariqah cuts all those and says, no, focus on your heart, make the connection with the heart. The shaykh has to be in the connection. As a result the shaykh is signing off for the connection. That the shaykh's soul is strongly connected, the person is receiving like a security download. If you're not able to connect with the shaykh, it's like you didn't have your security clearance. Only through the connection with the shaykh, the soul of the shaykh is an encrypted light being sent into the soul of the student. As a result these are opening up the different keys and the student doesn't have to be aware of anything, they're just aware of trying to connect their heart. So they come in with those keys that the connection is established, the connection is secure, then the shaykh's lights begin to unlock whatever system that Allah wants to unlock, Prophet wants to unlock upon that soul. And then their system is then aligned according and attuned to according to the state of the shaykh. And that's what's called the attunement we talked about before. So the encryption is already happening with light. Only now people understand that. If you tried to say that 30 years ago people were lost, that's why they never talked about it. Now it's very familiar. So it's a system of remotes. There's a master remote, slave remote. So when you want to program your garage opener or TV remote, you get a universal remote control. And the universal remote, like the teacher comes and teaches the student, is don't pay attention to what you think and what you think the button should be, we're going to start now programming you. As a result when these programs are coming in, later as the student is developing they'll begin to understand, oh if I press here this happens, if I press here this happens. As an example, they'll see that their buttons are rigged according to the attunement with the shaykh. That's why we don't go other places where they start to retune you. If you go to this acupressure and other states of people, they may attune you and think everything is wrong because they've never seen this type of programming. They're definitely not at that state of understanding, and they can deprogram people where they feel, oh they lost their entire connection, and that's the danger. You don't go anywhere with the connection, you just make your connection and have good character and the foundation of humility, so that these lights and these realities can be dressed upon the servant, inshaAllah.